Happy Monday, family. So, welcome to another Motivational Monday message. This is our fourth video or fourth podcast in season 2, or whatever. Season 2 on podcast. This is my first vlog venture. So, anyway, I want to shout out everybody that has kept me accountable because it's been hard some Mondays to get up and actually do this, but shout out to those that have been keeping me accountable to make sure that I do get up and do this. Like Sissy texted me this morning and was like, hey, it's Monday, like get your butt up. I need my message, please. So shout out to everybody that is enjoying the show. If you are enjoying the show, make sure you like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Invite your friends to the party because this is a whole party. It is a whole party. Invite your friends. Don't just keep this gift to yourself. Tell somebody. Share the wealth. Share the wealth. Anywho. So today is actually Friday is October the 1st. October the 1st, my baby girl will be 19 on Friday, but October the 1st is also the start of the fourth quarter. So with that, our title today is Game On. Game on. So I live in a house that is full of sports fans. My kids have played in sports probably since the age of 3 or 4. Like everybody has been involved in sports. One thing I have learned over the years with sports are that games are won in the fourth quarter. Games are won in the fourth quarter. So you can be up by 50 in the second quarter and they're not going to be like, you know what, since you're up, we're going to go ahead and end the game because you're going to win. Absolutely not. You're still going to play until 0-0 on the fourth quarter. If you're down by 50 in the second quarter, they're not going to stop the game and say, you know what, just because you're down, we don't want you to lose too bad, so we're going to stop the game. They're not going to do that. Once again, you're going to play that game until the end of the fourth quarter when the clock hits 0-0. Now, the good thing about playing from behind is that you have a chance to catch up. Also, if you are playing while you're ahead, it doesn't mean that you let your foot off the gas. You have to keep going because whoever is behind is coming to try to catch you. They are trying to catch you. Everybody wants to win. Your job is, if you're down by 50, is that you do not allow that to defeat you. If you feel like you have lost in the first 3 quarters of this year, if you feel like you have lost in the first 9 months of this year, that is not your key to quit. That is not your key to give up. That is not your answer to say, you know what, I'll wait till 2022. Absolutely not. I'm here to tell you that the fourth quarter will produce a win in your life. Because guess what? This fourth quarter is going to be your restoration season. This fourth quarter is where God is about to restore some things that you have lost, but you have to believe it. But in this fourth quarter, you have to go for everything that God has for you. You have to make sure that you grab up in this fourth quarter, no matter how small it is. He needs you I'm talking about, listen, I was in Walmart the other day and I had like 4 cents. It was 4 cents and change and I was about to leave it in the little tray, but I grabbed it because God was like, don't you leave back what I have given you. No matter how small it is, you need to scoop up everything that God has for you. And that means in the game, I don't care if the other team is scoring 6 or 7 touchdowns. At one point, God is like, you get those small wins. You take those small wins. You take the 3 points for the field goal. You take the points for the free throws. You take those small things because those small things are going to be adding up. And when the enemy runs out of gas, baby, when the enemy runs out of gas and you are still scraping up and you still grabbing those small wins, they're adding to something bigger. They are adding towards something bigger. So when it looks like everybody around you is giving the big whoa, the big to-do, and they're making these big wins and they're making these big announcements, I need for you to keep on grinding with those small wins, because those small wins are consistent wins. Those small wins are going to add up to something bigger. And when you look at the big picture, you're going to be like, I never expected those little things to add up to that. But because you kept going, because you did not take it for granted, because you said, you know what, everything that God has for me, just not the big wins, but everything that God has for me, I am going to grant, because somehow or another, they're working together. Somehow or another, they are all working together to come into this story that God has already prepared for you. So quit leaving the little things behind because you think that it doesn't mean much. No, everything is working together. Everything that comes in your life, everything that you come across, every situation, every trial, every tribulation, every victory, everything that happens to you happens for a reason. And you cannot take it for granted. Even though other people may see it as a small thing, you just be thankful that God allowed you to experience it, because it's going to strengthen your character. It's going to make you stronger in faith. It's going to do something to help build for your future self. And that is what we're preparing for. We are preparing for our future self. If you can look back right now, if you can look back at your teenage self, if you can look back at the 17-year-old you, if I could look back at the 17-year-old Shalina, that 17-year-old Shalina that was in high school, pregnant, did not go to college, moved out the second that she graduated from maybe like 4 months after she graduated from high school to get a job. Like, if I could tell my 17-year-old self now, like, sis, you got this. Like, sis, you're not a statistic. Like, sis, like, God has bigger things for you. Like, if I can go back and tell her, like, I'm so glad you kept going, girl. I'm so glad that you did not give up. I'm so glad that you did not cave into those suicidal thoughts. I'm so glad that you did not stay a statistic. I'm so glad that you didn't stay stagnant. I'm so glad that you had enough faith to step outside of the boat. Listen, I will go back and thank her. Thank her for every trial, every tribulation, everything that came to her that was hurled at her, every fiery dart that the enemy threw at her, and yet she still stayed strong. She still stayed flat-footed and unmovable. Yes, did she cry? Yes, did she curse? Yes, did she get drunk to get away from her problems? Yes, did she smoke weed to get away from her issues? Absolutely. But guess what? They built her into the woman that she is today. It built her into exactly who you are looking at and listening to today. So those issues that she had and those things that she thought were going to kill her did nothing but make her stronger, because she uses those same trials and she uses those same tribulations to reach back and pull another 17-year-old girl up and let her know, baby, you are going to make it. You cannot look at me and think about, you know what, she went through that. She went through all of that. Like, people don't realize, even like in childhood, the little things that we had to go through. Everybody sees they see what God has created now, but you don't know what I had to go through in order for me to get here today. Now, that's going to be a whole different YouTube. I'll tell my testimony one day, but you do not know the things that we went through. You don't know the things, the little bit of suffering that we had to go through in childhood, or even in teenage years and early adulthood, like the things that build us up to be better people, the things that makes us become stronger in God or stronger in faith. Like, I seen a Facebook meme the other day that said, if you oh God, it says that if you never had to use oh God, I can't remember. It has something to do with wash up with boiling water, or take a bath with boiling water or something like that to that fact. I can't remember what the meme was, but I immediately thought back and I was like, listen, people have no clue that in our childhood that we had to boil water on top of a kerosene heater in order to take a bath to go to school. Like, people have no clue. And they look at us now, and they look at me and my brothers now and be like, really? Like, yes, we would have to boil hot water on top of the kerosene heater, pull it into a bowl, and that's how we would take a bath. Like, but those are things that built us. Those are the things that make us so grateful for our opportunities today. It's so grateful, like, where God has brought us from to where we are today. And I'm thankful. I know my brothers are thankful. My brothers are like super duper thankful, but it built us into who we are today. So you can't count those trials and those tribulations as nothing. You be thankful for those because it is making you into a stronger person. It's building your character. It is building your character. So when you start entering into this fourth quarter, you remind yourself that there was times that I was lost. There was times that I was down and out, but yet God still brought me out. Even though the enemy is trying to tell you that it's too late. Just wait till next year. You're too old. Won't you just find something else to do? Like, no, this is where it counts. This is where it counts. This is where it counts. And you have to remember, this is when it's when a seed is put into the ground, it's put into a dark spot. I know this year has been super dark for some of us. Very, very dark. I have to say this is probably one of my toughest years. This has to be one of my toughest years as far as even with my faith. This has to be one of my toughest years. But a seed has to go into the ground, which is very dark, before it starts to break ground. And when I mean break ground, right before your breakthrough, you're going to have a breakthrough. And baby, when that seed penetrates the ground and comes up, it's going to be more than what you ever expected. God said, I'm ready to do exceedingly abundantly above all that you could ever ask or think. When that seed busts through that ground, it's going to be well worth it. But you have to make sure that even in your dark spot, you still believe that breakthrough is on the way. You have to know that breakthrough is on the way. This fourth quarter is your breakthrough. This fourth quarter is your breakthrough. You are right there. You are right there. I know it looks like you're behind. I know you look lost. I know it looks like, listen, let me just start from scratch. Baby, you are right there. Games are won in the fourth quarter. It is the last quarter of the game. Put your foot on the gas. Give everything you got. Take those small wins, each and every one of them. Don't you leave one of them behind. Each and every one of them. If it is 4 pennies left, do not tell the people to keep the change. You scrape it up and carry it with you because God gave you that. God gave you that. That belongs to you. Quit giving away things that God said belong to you because you think it does not matter. Those little things matter. I need for you to go back and reevaluate the little things that you are just like, oh, that doesn't matter, and you don't put to the side. I need for you to go back and pick those things up. Pick up those things. Pick up those dreams that you thought that were too small or, it really doesn't matter. Pick up those hobbies, those little side hustles that you called a side hustles that God said, listen, I want to expand that thing into a business. I want to expand that thing into a franchise where you're calling it a hobby and you're just calling it a side hustle to make a little bit of money. I need for you to go back and pick it back up because I'm trying to do more. I'm trying to restore you, but you're allowing the little things to sit there. I need for you to be faithful over the little so that I can give you more. Be faithful over the little so he can see that you're ready to be faithful over more. If you just put those little things to the side and God has given it to you, what are you telling him then? You're telling him like, listen, I only want the big things from you, but the little things add to big things. So your game is going to be won in this quarter. No matter how small you think it is, like I said earlier, you get every field goal, you get every free throw, you make it. You make it. You've been practicing for this. You have been practicing. The enemy has messed up entirely too many times. The enemy has allowed you to enter into the red zone. The enemy has fouled you too many times, and now he's just giving you free shots. And God is like, listen, I just need for you to make it. That's all. You make it, I'm going to give it to you. I'm giving you free points. I'm giving you free points while I'm holding off the enemy. I am holding off the enemy for you, and I'm allowing you to have free points at this point. So that way, the fourth quarter belongs to you. I'm going to hold him off in this quarter. In this quarter, it belongs to you. It belongs to you. And you got to believe that. You have to walk around and say, the fourth quarter belongs to me. These next 3 months belong to me. This is my winning season. This is where I'm being restored. This is where God is turning it around in my favor. He say, I have the heart of the king in my hand, and I can turn it in any way that I want. He's about to turn the heart of the king into your favor. I don't need for you to remember what happened these last 9 months. I need for you to focus on these next 3 months and go get your victory. Go get your victory. That is all I'm asking. Go get your victory. And we all can celebrate. We can celebrate each other because we gonna win. We gonna win. So again, game on. Game on. Games are won in the fourth quarter. We about to enter the fourth quarter on Friday. And listen, I'm ready to celebrate everybody's win. No matter how big or how small, we are going to share everybody's win. All right? So I thank y'all for tuning in for another motivation. Y'all know I get tongue-tied every time. Another Motivational Monday message. I thank you guys for tuning in, and make sure that you like, subscribe, and share. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Okay? Love you.